Today's video is one I've been looking forward to for a while. There are a lot of great coins here that are from a dealer that I've seen for several years, most often at the Nashville flea market, back when the Nashville flea market used to be at its best, and I see them at shows occasionally as well. And I usually don't buy that much from them because while they do have a box of foreign coins, they price them a little bit more than other people at 3 for $1 instead of cheaper. But this was the best bin they've ever had it, and I ended up getting several good coins. More than half the coins in this pile are new to my collection, so I'm happy for that. So let's jump right in. We're going to start with a coin from the islands of the Maldives. And their currency is the rupiah, so we have the 2 rupiah coin right here at the bottom. It is an island country, so the islands are there underneath the number 2. And it has, I believe, a sailing knot in the rope at the bottom. This is their coin from 2007, or their calendar says 1428. Catalog number is KM88. This is called a Pacific Triton seashell. You might also be more familiar with calling it a conch shell. And it does have some edge lettering too, where it says Maldives, Republic of Maldives. This version of the coin is made out of magnetic brass-plated steel. Catalog number is KM88. Our next coin of the video is going to be the smallest coin of the video, and that one's going to come from Panama. And this is a tiny coin. It is a 2.5 centésimos. The coins from Panama, I usually say this and every time I have a Panamanian coin, they are pegged to the United States currency. And so many of their coins feature the same weight and size and metal content as American coins, or even made at American mints. This coin was minted in Philadelphia. But the United States never had a 2.5 cents coin. So this is kind of a throwback to an older silver coin that was called the Panama Pill. If you think of how big a United States silver dime is, and then you think of something that was 1/4 of the weight of that, you're getting something that's really tiny. But after they got rid of the silver coin, they came out with a 2.5 centésimo coin that was about the size of a penny, but made a copper nickel. And then by the time this coin was made in 1973 to 1975, it was still copper nickel, but at this size. After this year, they went back to the Panama Pill as a copper nickel proof coin. Here's where it says it's 1973. This is an FAO coin. If you're new to FAO coins, that is a United Nations policy to encourage countries to produce more food, which appears on a lot of world coins. This features a hand holding some rice, and the words at the top there translate to essentially rural settlement. There were about 2 million of these made, and even though it's dated 73, it was actually made in 1974. And this coin is, if you look on the edge here, you can kind of see the breakdown of the metal content. This coin is mostly copper in the middle, but a copper nickel plated over a copper core. Catalog number, that one's KM32. Our next coin is going to be from Nigeria. Dated 1991. Here we can see the shield of Nigeria. The neat design. This one's going to be a 50 kobo, and it features corn. This is catalog number KM13.1. The .1 is the 1991 version, which is nickel-plated steel, and it features 12 rounded sides. So you see each side has the grooves on it, and then it's got a curved corner on it. The other version of this coin was made in 1993. It was nickel-clad steel and was fully round, at least on the edge. It still had this dodecagon surrounding the 50 kobo and the corn. Now we're going to move to a modern coin from Egypt. That is the number 25, so this is a 25 piastres. The date on here, on our calendar, 2008, the Arabic calendar of 1429. Catalog number is KM 991. There is a little bit of goo on here, but I still like it. Got, again, the number 25 in the middle of the circle of chains, and then our 25 and PT for piastres, abbreviation. So the original version of this coin was a lot larger and had a hole in it and was made out of, this one is of course reduced, no hole, and is nickel-plated steel. This was made first in 2008, like this coin, but is still made this year, 2025. In foreign exchange value, in American money, this is worth half of a United States cent. Many of the best Egyptian coins are the ones that feature symbolism of the things that we like the most about Egypt, and that's what we're going to have here on the next coin up. This is the 50 piastres, the modern coin, and it features Cleopatra on it. This has our calendar date of 2010, their calendar of 2031. No, they're 1431. Catalog numbers KM 942.2. This one is brass-plated steel and a couple of millimeters smaller than the original version. Here's where it says 50 piastres. So if the last one was half a cent, this one in American money is 1/2 cent. This one's been made from 2007 and up to last year. There are a couple of variations on here not mentioned in the Kraus catalog. And the easiest one to spot, I think, is the dots that are right here. You've got 3 dots there, 2 dots there, and they all appear to be touching. And in the other variation, there you can actually see a gap of space between them. Now we're going to move to a modern coin from Uruguay. I believe this is a currency that's still circulating. And we've got, they call it a carpincho. I usually hear this called the capybara, which is, I really enjoy these animals when I've seen videos of them. It's essentially the world's largest rodent. This coin is made in Paris. It was made of brass-plated steel. Started in 2011 and was continued, made even last year. Catalog numbers KM 136. And the series of Uruguay coins right now all feature animals. And also in the series, they have an armadillo, an ostrich, and a puma. We're going to move to one of the world's richest people. This is Sultan Haji Hassanal Bolkiah, otherwise known as the Sultan of Brunei. He has ruled Brunei since 1967. Been there quite a while. This is his second portrait where he's shown wearing a military uniform. Shame this brass coin has a little bit of tarnish on it, but it is a 1 sen. This is their essentially their 1 cent, and it has a foreign exchange value of not that much cheaper than a United States cent. It's 78% of the value of American coins. It says at the top there, Nicaraguan Brunei. So that essentially translates to the Sultanate of Brunei. Catalog numbers KM34B. Our next coin is going to be from Bolivia with this copper coin right here. Unfortunately, this one's in pretty bad shape, but I didn't have it. Like a lot of coins from Bolivia at the time, it has a similar background. Inside the oval, we have a sun behind a mountain, in a hill, a church, a llama, and a palm tree, and some wheat. We flip it over. It is a 50 centavos coin around a caduceus. That is the staff with wings surrounded by a couple of snakes, a symbol that's oftentimes associated with healthcare. The date on here is messed up and you can't see it all that well. It would say 1942. Catalog number on this one is KM 182A.1. So the different versions here, the original 182 is made out of copper nickel, and I had a brilliant choice uncirculated version of that in another video, which I don't know if it's uploaded yet or coming soon, but this is the reduced size copper version. Now this one is made at the Philadelphia Mint, but version 2 of the coin has what's considered poor details, and so on that one you are not even really able to see the edge of the tallest mountain on here. It's a very weak strike where you can't see any of the details in certain spots of the snakes going around the staff on this side. That one was made at the Potosi Mint in Bolivia, the last coins ever produced at that mint. And if you're not sure which version you have, they will have the same year on it, even though it was made at a different time. The easiest way to tell is the Potosi Mint version has a reeded edge, where this one is a plain edge. The next coin is going to come from Nicaragua, and I find this coin very, I guess, every so often, although actually I think I find the 10 centavos more often, even though the 5 and the 10 are both aluminum just based on what coins they were originally made out of. The 5 is larger in size than the 10, even though they're today, at this time, both made out of aluminum. This side of the 5 centavos coin features the triangular design that we often see on Nicaraguan coins, the cap with the rays coming off of it over the 5 hills inside of a triangle. The date on this one is 1974. This is another FAO coin because it essentially translates to produce more food in the words across the bottom. There is a tougher to find version of this coin where the triangle art is larger and there are no words underneath it. By the way, the 10 centavos has a map of the country on their coins. This one is catalog KM28. Now we're going to move to a coin from Rwanda. It's going to be our next coin of the video that features corn. This one is dated 2011. And so here is the design of a lot of coins. This is a 50 francs coin that dates back to when the French controlled Rwanda. Although slowly over time they're changing the name of their coin to the Amafaranga, which is written right here. Get a close-up look of the logo there. Made out of nickel-clad steel and foreign exchange value. This is worth 3.5 cents. And this is the Type 2 legend, which was made from 2009 to 2011. Catalog number is KM36. Most of the coins I find from Mozambique are when they were controlled by Portugal, but this one is a modern coin from Mozambique, dated 2006, and it has the logo of the Bank of Mozambique. It's a kind of an M, all knotted up there in the middle of this coin. We flip it over, and it has a musical instrument. This is what they call a timbala. Yeah, it'd be somewhat similar to what I would call a xylophone. The value of this coin is a 5 meticais, which has a foreign exchange value of, in United States money, 8 cents. And this coin is nickel-plated steel. The catalog number is KM139. We're going to move to a coin from Ethiopia. where a lot of the coins made around this time have a very similar design with this lion on it. This was the smallest coin of the era. It was a 1 centime. There are 2 or 3 versions of all of these coins, and the differences have to do with the length of the whiskers. Underneath the lion here, where it's touching the Ethiopian numbers there at the bottom, if you find it where they're all about the same length, that's version 1, but if you find a couple that stick out further and almost touch the numbers, that's version 2. By the way, their number system would give this a date that has 5 digits. The first digit is a 10, the second digit is a 9, the third digit is 100, so 10 plus 9 times 100 to get the 1900s. That fourth digit is a 60, and the last digit is a 9. So on their calendar, it is 1969, but the Ethiopian calendar is off by 8 compared to our Gregorian calendar of 1977. Catalog number of this one is KM43.1. We flip it over, and it features a farmer with a couple of oxen, yoked oxen. Now we're going to move to a coin from China. Made out of aluminum. A big character in the middle is their number 5. Below that is the character for the currency, Fen, so this is a 5 Fen coin. All the characters that go across the top essentially translate to year 29 of the Republic of China. So instead of putting the calendar year on it, it's the year of their republic. So year 29 would be 1940. This comes from a time where a lot of their coins honor ancient coins from China, which was the old spade money. That symbol in the middle was the shape of their coins from about the years 300 BC. This coin is catalog number Y, number 356. Since about the 1980s, Cuba has had parallel currencies. There's the currencies that the locals use, and then there is what would be considered visitor money. And they've changed some designs over the years. The ones that are modern look really nice. When I say modern, pretty much anything this side of 1990, where they feature some historic visitor sites. But let's move to what they used in the 1980s. They were called Inter coins, I-N-T-U-R, which is an abbreviation that is spelled out around the edge here, Institute National of Tourism. This coin was dated in 1988. It's made out of aluminum. We flip it over, and this side is very plain. It just has the number 25 or 25 centavos. This is looks like it was very cheaply made and had replaced a coin from the early 80s where it featured a flower. So these are considered the visitor coins. There's another one. Here is another one. It has essentially the same obverse on here. We flip it over. It's just the number 5 for 5 centavos. This one replaced a coin that featured a mollusk shell. So if you have a Kraus catalog, it's sometimes kind of hard to find these coins. You have to go to the very end of the Cuban section to find it. So this one is KM 413, and the 25 was KM 419. There's also a 1 and a 10 in this set. We're going to move to a coin from Botswana, and it's our next 12-sided coin from this video. A lot of the Botswana coins feature this design. It has kind of a shield with some bovine there on the front of the shield. In the banner below it has the word Pula over the date of 1981. We flip this one over. We have another FAO coin. Their currency is the Thebe, so this is a 2 Thebe, and it takes 100 Thebes to make a currency called the Pula. And so the flowers here, this is going to be sorghum millet. The words at the top there is Lemeng Dijo. which roughly translates to crop production on dry land. Since Botswana is one of the driest countries in the world, the word pula actually means rain. So if you're in a country that does not rain very often, the rain is so important that they even name their money after it. That one's going to be catalog KM14. This next coin is from Hungary, and it features a somewhat common design. The 20 filler with a Budapest mint mark there at the very bottom. The reason I picked it up is there are several different versions of this coin, and I kind of forget which ones I do and do not have. This design was used from 1946 to 1996, which means it crossed several different versions of the country of Hungary. And so the name of the country at the time is going to be here in the words that go around the 3 pieces of wheat. But in 1993, that was Magyar, Hungary calls themselves Magyar, followed by Kostarskeg, which is essentially their way of calling the Hungarian Republic, which started in 1990. And this coin lasted until 1996 when it was demonetized. So I'm impressed that this one coin outlasted a couple of different countries. It included the post-World War II Republic, and then the decades where Hungary was communist rule. Now, this specific coin was only put in mint sets, so it was only made to circulate in 90 and 91 under the final republic. So every year after that, I believe it was only in mint sets, and there's only 30,000 of these in existence. So catalog number is KM676. We have a lot of FAO coins in this video, and this is going to be one from Nepal. Fortunately, this one has a little bit of damage on an aluminum coin, so it's kind of hard to see. But first of all, this is going to have another coin that is a calendar a little bit off of us. It looks like 2030 something. That's actually on their calendar. They use the Vikram calendar, which is their date of 2031, is our calendar of 1974. This is a 5 paisa coin. This was made during the rule of Birendra Vikram Shah, who ruled from 1972 to 2001. And so here is the FAO part, which features an irrigation dam. Catalog number is KM803. We're going to move to a newer coin from Nepal. This one is thankfully in better shape. So a lot of coins from Nepal have a small trident inside of a circle in the very middle. That's pretty common. This one is going to have the king's name inside of the square and written out. That's essentially Jinendra Vikram Shah, who was the ruler of Nepal from 2001 to 2008. And then around the square, it's going to have some different Hindu symbols. So outside the square, but inside the circle. So we've got a moon, we've got a sun, and I believe a wheel, a flower. So different symbols that are important in Hindu, in the Hindu language. But we flip it over. This one is a 2 rupees. And then the building that appears on here is a temple, which is known as Janaki. This is a Hindu holy site to their goddess Sita. The catalog number of this one is KM 1151.1. It's made out of magnetic brass-plated steel, and version 2 is non-magnetic, made from 2001 to 2003. The date, which appeared on this side, looks like a 20. It sort of looks like a 20E0. That's how they write 2060. On our calendar, that's 2003. We've got another coin that is somewhat similar. a little bit newer, just 3 years newer. This is going to have the year of 2066. On our calendar, this is going to be 2009. Another 2 rupees, just like the last one, so it's the same shape and size. Still has the same Hindu characters going around the outside of the square, but in the middle, it has Mount Everest on it. And then the word at the bottom is essentially their translation for Mount Everest, which is Sagarmatha. Interesting thing about this coin was it was made from, it's kind of a transition coin. This coin was made during the rule of Gyanendra Burbikram Shah, but he was the last Shah, and they went to transition to a republic, and this coin spanned both the last Shah and the new republic. We flip this one over, and it features a farmer with 2 water buffaloes. Catalog number in this one is KM 1188. And again, it's brass-plated steel. We're going to move to a modern coin from Ghana. And nice and shiny from 2007. We can see a couple of birds about to take off. And then features the shield with 4 different designs on it. I believe a lion in the middle of that and a star above it. So most of the modern Ghana coins look like that. But this is their 5 pasewas. It features a man blowing into an instrumental horn. This coin was made in the years 2007, 2012, and 2016. Catalog number is KM38. And I'll take a moment to point out that one of the reasons that I am interested in world culture comes from my dad. He was interested in world music, and so he had a performing group that would sometimes even use horns similar to this one that would have been made out of an animal horn. And so every time I find a coin like this, it makes me think of him. So kind of interesting how he liked my coin collection. I liked his world music. Our next coin is going to come from the country of Oman, which is this symbol here. In the middle of it, we have a couple of crossed swords with a, not sure what that vertical or the horizontal thing is that are in it. But the Arabic words around it translate to Qaboos bin Said, Sultan of Oman. We flip this one over. It is a 5 Baisa, dated 2008 on our calendar, 1429 on the Arabic calendar. There are 1,000 Baisa to 1 Oman Rial. In foreign exchange value, this is worth 1.3 United States cents. And its catalog number KM 150. This next coin is pretty hard to find in good shape. It's going to be a French ruled territory dated 1943. It's aluminum that's really chopped up. On this side, we see it is a 1 cent coin from French Indo-China. Only made this 1 year. It replaced a larger zinc coin and then an even larger copper coin. Catalog number in this one's KM26. If you could find it uncirculated, it'd be worth $7. There are 3 different versions of this coin on the edge varieties, and you can kind of see a groove right there. There's the plain variety, a grooved variety, and a partially grooved variety. And this one's so messed up that I can't even say for sure which version it is. Next, we're going to have a coin that was formerly a part of the Soviet Union that we don't find very often. The value here is a 50 som. It's going to be from the country of Uzbekistan. And this might be the 4th or 5th coin I've ever found from Uzbekistan. It's pretty new. It's dated 2018. And a lot of their coins, like this one, feature the emblem of Uzbekistan. So let's kind of look at some of the symbolism on here. This is going to feature a lot of Muslim symbolism. At the very top of it is a star with a crescent moon and tiny star inside of it. That's called the Star of Hub el Hizb, and it's essentially two squares that would form stacked on top of each other to make an 8-pointed star. So below that is a wreath, and on the left side of the wreath it features cotton. The right side of the wreath features wheat. The middle of this design features a mythical bird called the Huma bird. Behind the bird's head is a sun, sunset with some radiant beams coming off of it. And we have scenes of the countryside behind the bird, but in front of the sun to either side of the bird's neck. So you've got mountains in the background, plains, and a couple of rivers on it. Then at the very bottom, we have another banner with Uzbekistan written in it on it again. Of course, they spell it with an O instead of a U. This one is catalog cam 36. So now I can take a look at another country that was a former Soviet country. This one's going to be from Armenia. It's got the number 10. Their currency is dram. Catalog number on this one is KM112. This is a 1-year coin. And Armenia has their own Armenian alphabet. So a lot of words on here that I can't recognize, surrounded by a 2004. So we've had a Hindu coin and a Muslim coin. So this one's going to be a Christian coin. We'll see how close we can get to their coat of arms on here. Their coat of arms features an eagle looking to the left, a lion looking to the right, and together they're holding a shield or escutcheon in the middle. And I can't zoom in any closer than that to get the escutcheon in the middle, but on that escutcheon, it's divided into 4 quadrants where we have another lion in the top left, another lion in the bottom right, another eagle in the top right, and 2 eagles in the bottom left. And then in the middle of all of that is one more shield that features Noah's Ark landing on Mount Ararat. So a Christian story there. This coin is catalog KM112. It's a 1-year coin. This next coin comes from French-controlled Tunisia at a time where I find the 1 franc fairly often, but it's pretty. This is the first time I've ever found the 50 centimes. It's the same size as a French 50 centimes from these days, but it's dated 1941 on our calendar, 1360 on their calendar. It says Tunisia at the top. It does have a Paris Privy mark right there, and a Mintmaster mark on the side, which I believe is supposed to be a bird wing. And so during this time, Tunisia was making 2 different kinds of coins. There would be some coins that would feature the name of the ruler over Tunisia at the time, and other ones which were considered the anonymous coins, which were essentially produced by the French Chamber of Commerce, like this one. And these Chamber of Commerce coins are easier to find. Catalog number on this one is KM246. We're going to move on to a coin from Sri Lanka. And a lot of the coins from Sri Lanka feature this armorial ensign of Sri Lanka. This one's going to be a modern 2 rupees, dated 2011. There are 2 versions of this coin in general. This one is catalog KM147A, which means that it was nickel-clad steel. Previously, it was copper nickel. There is even a variation on this design of the coin. It has to do with the letter R and how it touches the edge of the number 2. On this version of the coin, they just all kind of run together, but there is another version where the 2 kind of is broken up, and you see a complete R that's not touching the 2. So different dies were used in the making of this coin. So let's move on to the next coin from Sri Lanka. It's a shame this one was all scratched up, but it's got the similar ensign. armoral ensign on this side. This is the first time I've ever found the 10 rupees from Sri Lanka. This one's dated 2016. It was a new currency first used in 2009. But again, this one is the newer version that is nickel-clad steel. Catalog number is KM181A. This was made at the Kremnica Mint in Slovakia. And the number of sides of this coin makes it a hendecagon, which is a word that I just learned, meaning it's 11-sided. So when you look at the edge, it sort of looks bumpy, but it's easier to tell just looking at the side here that it's a little bit flat on each of these sides, but more curved than flat. And you can actually feel the bumps as you kind of put your finger going around it. Next up for Sri Lanka is going to be this. We had the 2 and the 10, so here is a 5 rupee. This one is dated 1995, and a lot of these Sri Lanka coins have things written in 3 different alphabets. So at least I'm able to read the English versions of it. This one celebrates the 50th anniversary of the United Nations, which formed in 1945. And so this coin's 50th anniversary would be 1995. So we've got a big 50 and the United Nations logo in the middle of the circle. This coin is KM156. And when you look around the edge here, it has the same 3 languages spelling different things. Essentially the abbreviation for the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, but in multiple languages. That brings us to one final coin from Sri Lanka for this video. This one, it represents a sport that I've never seen on a coin before, and that highlights a coin made in 1999, honoring how in that year of 1999, Sri Lanka is hosting the Cricket World Cup. Has the dates there at the top of May 14th to June 20. This is another 5 rupee coin, so it's the same shape and size as the last one. Although this one also has a braille on it, and I have not seen that on other Sri Lankan coins. If you look around the edge, there are a bunch of countries listed on here, which were all the countries who participated. So we've got Sri Lanka at the top, West Indies, Zimbabwe, and so on as we go around and look at all of the countries which are written on here. So those are all of the participants in the Cricket World Cup. We flip this one over, and then they're going to highlight the fact that in 1996, they won the Cricket World Cup. So they were the champions that 3 years prior. And so that's what the World Cup trophy looks like. But as we go on this side, if you're not familiar with cricket, here in the United States, we play baseball, so we've got someone in the front there who is a batsman, and he is standing in front of the wicket, and the wicket keeper is behind him. All right, so that's all the coins for this video. I enjoyed this purchase. There are so many good things that I found in here. I did look up the book value of all these. I paid $10 for the lot because there are 30 coins here, and they were 3 for $1, so that came out to something nice and convenient for me. The total book value of everything in this video turns out to be $26. All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, bye.